Well, let's turn to Revelation chapter 20. We're closing in on the end of this book and the end of our study beginning several years ago in Genesis. And here we are now coming down the wire. A couple more Sunday nights and we will have completed the Bible once again. Revelation chapter 20. And I saw an angel come down from heaven, having the key to the bottomless pit, and a great chain in his hand. The word bottomless pit is a translation of the Greek word abuso. And it would appear in the scriptures, a temporary place of incarceration for fallen angels and demons. In Luke chapter 8, when Jesus had come to Gadara, and there was a man living in the caves, came in a threatening manner to Jesus, and he was asked by Jesus, "What is your name?" The demons answered, "Legion, for we are many." And they begged Jesus not to send them to the abuso before their time. And so they knew that there would be a day when they would be incarcerated, at least for a time, in the abuso. It reads there, and they besought him that he would not command them to go out into the deep, and the word deep there is abuso in the Greek. Peter speaks about another place called Tartarus. For if God spared not the angels that sinned, but cast them down to Tartarus, delivered them into the chains of darkness to be reserved unto judgment. Jude speaks of the angels which kept not their first estate, but left their own habitation, reserved in the everlasting chains under the darkness unto the judgment of the great day. Back in Revelation chapter 9, verse 1, the fifth angel sounded. I saw a star fall from heaven unto the earth, and to him was given the key of the bottomless pit, abuso again. And he opened the abuso, and there arose a smoke out of the pit as the smoke of a great furnace. And the sun and the air were darkened by reason of the smoke of the pit. And there came out of the smoke locusts upon the earth. Unto them was given power as scorpions have power in the earth. Commanded them they should not hurt the grass of the earth, neither any green thing, neither any tree, but only those men which have not the seal of God in their foreheads. And to them it was given that they should not kill them, but that they should be tormented for 5 months. Their torment was as the torment of a scorpion when it strikes a man. And in those days shall men seek death, shall not find it, shall desire to die, death shall flee from them. The shapes of the locusts were like horses prepared to battle, and on their heads were crowns like gold, their faces as the faces of men, hair as the hair of women, and teeth were as the teeth of lions, and they had breastplates as it were breastplates of iron. The sound of their wings was like the sound of chariots of many horses running to battle. These spirit beings coming out of the abuso when it was opened in Revelation chapter 9:1. So here is the angel coming down from heaven in chapter 20, having the key to the bottomless pit, or to the abuso. Actually, back in the 9th chapter again, the angel had the key to the abuso, opened it up. And he laid hold on the dragon, that old serpent, which is the devil and Satan. In case it didn't get the one name, he gives you several of the names of Satan. The serpent, the devil, and Satan, the old dragon, and he bound him for 1,000 years. This is the first place in the Bible where this 1,000 years is mentioned, and it is interesting that it is only mentioned here in the 20th chapter of the book of Revelation. There are many people who say, well, they don't believe in the millennium because the word millennium is not found in the Bible. And that's about as stupid as saying they don't believe in the rapture because the word rapture isn't found in the Bible. But that all depends on what Bible you are reading. If you are reading the Latin Vulgate Bible, you will find the word millennium here where it talks about 1,000 years. Because in Latin, 1,000 years is milli annum. Milli is for 1,000 and annum for the years, so 1,000 years, milli annum, and that's where we get our word millennium. So to say that it's not in the Bible is just a sign of a person's ignorance of the scriptures. King James isn't the only Bible, and it's just an English translation. And so the same with rapture. It is a Latin word which means to be caught away, and it is translated in our English Bible, shall be caught up to meet the Lord in the air. And that word caught up is in the Latin raptus. So it's just all depends. But to try and say, well, the Bible doesn't appear. No, it doesn't appear in King James, and yet it is the 1,000 years does appear, and we are told 6 times here in Revelation 20, and it is the only place where it is mentioned in the Bible. However, the Old Testament is filled with prophecies. In fact, the majority of the prophecies of the Old Testament are concerning this 1,000-year reign of Christ upon the earth. And you can go through the Old Testament and find in practically every book of the Old Testament a reference to the time when Christ will be reigning over the earth, that 1,000-year reign of Christ. In Isaiah chapter 2, Isaiah said the word that Isaiah the son of Amos saw concerning Judah and Jerusalem. It shall come to pass in the last days that the mountain of the Lord's house shall be established in the top of the mountains and shall be exalted above the hills, and the nations, all nations, will flow unto it. And many people shall go and say, come, and let us go to the mountain of the Lord, to the house of God of Jacob, and he will teach us of his ways, and we will walk in his paths. For out of Zion shall go forth the law and the word of the Lord from Jerusalem. He shall judge the nations and shall rebuke many people. They shall beat their swords into plowshares, their spears into pruning hooks. Nation shall not lift up sword against nation, neither shall they learn war anymore. O house of Jacob, come, let's walk in the light of the Lord. Daniel wrote, and in those days these kings shall the God of heaven set up a kingdom which shall never be destroyed, and the kingdom shall not be left to other people, but it shall break in pieces and consume all of these kingdoms, and it shall stand forever. Talking about this reign of Christ over the earth. Daniel 7:18. But the saints of the Most High shall take the kingdom and possess the kingdom forever, even forever and ever. And Daniel 7:22, until the Ancient of Days came, judgment was given to the saints of the Most High, and the time came that the saints possessed the kingdom. So the glorious, what we call kingdom age. And that is what we're praying for when we pray, thy kingdom come, thy will be done in earth as it is in heaven. We are praying for this coming of Jesus Christ to establish